I'm Robert Ribello. I work for Delta Mechanical, and I am going to do the training on the HVAC system. All right. All right. All right, we're in the mechanical room, boiler room, room 2474. Obviously, you can see the boilers behind me. They'll go over that tomorrow. The representative will be here, and he'll explain the boiler system to you. Back here, this is the makeup water. We got a bypass. I'm sure you got. This should never have to be touched. If somebody touches this and leaves it open, obviously you're gonna have the safety valves and everything going off and creating issues. Um, Here we have the circulating pumps for the main system. This is pump 1, pump 2. Those control panels are also marked pump 1 and pump 2. Each one controls it. You can go manually with that, which I'm sure they'll go over that with you on this. These are your main valves. Obviously, you shut these off. There's 4 of them. You shut the whole system down. It's pretty basic in here as far as the hot water side. While I'm in here, I'll hit the gas pipe. The gas, obviously, is coming off the roof. All your gas piping is on the roof. This valve will shut off your kitchen and your mechanical room downstairs where the hot water tank is. That's controlled by this. And then obviously you got the gas piping coming through and your gas piping for the boilers. Okay. Now your lines coming out of your pumps, they're coming through the wall here into the classroom. Now these lines run through the ceiling here, and they turn right around in here and go into the next room. There's no valves out here whatsoever. Right. We're going to go into the next room. You want me to you just trace the lines out basically? Okay. Okay. There she is. There's lights right in there. Now the heating mains runs right through this classroom, and we split off up in here. There's 2 sets of valves, one feeding A wing and C, and the other feeding B wing. They're marked by yellow dots, fluorescent yellow dots. That's where the valves are, directly there.
Never be
above.
a gas there or anything there.
Yep,
So
there'll be no gas there. So you see the yellow dot, there's the valves for the heating system in that area. Now these lines turn here for B wing. They make a turn. You can see some of them right here. And then we kind of, where is he? And then she runs down here, turns again, then turns into this classroom, 2180, I believe. Or 2380, excuse me. And in here is where she splits again. Now your heating main is split again here. feeding north and feeding the south side of B wing. There's a set of valves. See if I can find the dot right up in here. 2-inch ball valves feeding this way, and in the other room there's another set of 1.5-inch ball valves feeding the south side.
Plus you got the drain.
And we have drains. That's correct. And the drains for B is in this next room. I don't know if we're gonna get in there. Yep.
Got the low point drains.
Yes, sir. And we have low point drains here. Feeding this, again, it's marked with a fluorescent orange, yellow dot. Everywhere where there's drains or any type of ball valve, there'll be the yellow dot for the heating side of the
The
system.
boxes, they have the yellow dot too?
VAV, I believe that was it yellow or orange?
Anything mechanical?
Okay. Just like in this classroom, for instance, gentlemen, right here, let's see where she is, on this side, I believe. But there's another yellow dot here. That's where your valves are feeding this radiant panel. All the rooms are done, set up pretty much the same way. The radiant panels are closer, the valves are closer to the radiant panels, and you'll see a yellow dot on what side it is. Yeah, that way there's no guessing. You know, you just come into the classroom, look for the yellow dot, that's where your valves are. And that goes all the way down. Every classroom is dotted, and on this wing also. Now these mains, they zigzag through here, all through the classroom. Made it a pain in the butt. But they, you know, with the branches in each, they'll come across the room. But now this is the end of the run. Right here, another yellow dot. I also gave you another drain at the end of the run. So you have, on this wing, you have 2 drains. Drain setups, which will drain whatever obviously you're working on. Hopefully you don't have to work on nothing. Let's see if we can get into this room. Nope. All right, can't get into this room.
Yes.
Yep. This room here, this is where your 1.5-inch valve is to shut this south side off. Again, right there, there's a yellow dot right where the valve is. And the same thing in this room, whatever side we're feeding the radiant panels, you'll see a yellow dot in the ceiling. I believe this one feeds on this side. But again, there's a yellow dot right there. And that's consistent throughout the building in every single classroom. You guys would be tired of me going to every classroom showing you the yellow dot. Just like let's see. Same thing in the bathroom, even though it's the same room. I know it's somewhat a broken record. Again, a yellow dot, control valves in that area.
Want to shoot?
I can't say
Not you guys. You guys do what you do. Exactly.
I had to And again, that main goes through all the classrooms, and we'll have another drain.
Jimmy Ian is gonna do this over at, Martin?
Yes, sir. You know Jimmy?
I know Jimmy.
Jimmy's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Good guy.
And this drain, I believe, this drain is in here somewhere. I believe it's up in here somewhere. It looks like the yellow dot is gone. I'm gonna have to redot that. That's orange, but there is another drain in here. I'll dot that.
Jimmy's in Heritage, he only lives around the corner.
Yeah, Jimmy's a good guy.
He lives right around the corner.
From you? Or
Huh?
you guys neighbors? Or?
No, I just known him a long time from Riverside.
Yeah.
From Riverside.
Yeah, I've known Jimmy for, shoot, probably close to 30 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. Don't get well over at Martin.
He was there, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? Paul Santos. all
That's
them
my
guys.
cousin.
Paul Santos, your cousin?
Yeah.
A good guy.
Yeah.
I just had lunch with him last Friday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
The main feeding, the C section and A section comes through these bathrooms. It also comes through this room out into the cafeteria. And so you know, I want to point this out, is right in here. Let's see, where are you? Right in here is the control valves for the cafeteria baseboard. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's why we chose to put them in here, because instead of me have to get in the lift and getting up top, they actually showed them out there, out in the cafeteria. We chose to move them into where it's a little simpler to get to.
Makes sense.
Sometimes we do make sense. Right, Frank? Yeah. And you can see you'll be able to see the main. These are the mains coming through. And there's your lines feeding the baseboard in the cafeteria. And again, just like the other side, we have lines coming through here, feeding the gym. And again, your control valve is a yellow dot right here. Control valves are right up above us. And this feeds the gym.
What number is that?
2610.
610. Thank you.
Same wing as I do.
It's the, what do you call
The bypass?
it? Yep, just showing where that is.
Yep.
The bypass for the building.
The,
Drive, pump feet.
there we go. The bypass for the building, which drives the pumps, is right above us, right with that yellow dot again. You can actually see the controls and where the bypass is. So this is where your bypass is, which runs the pumps.
The good thing about where that valve is that if you have to change the valve itself, it's in the bathroom, you have to take care of that, right?
That was kind of our theory behind it. Yeah. And Frank was involved in that also. We kind of decided where they had originally.
Service level.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in the classroom,
You know, we tried to think ahead, and it's like, that's not a good spot for it, let's move it. And, again, your mains come right through here. Your hot water supply in your tank come right through this little storage area. And then she turns right in here. Again, you got two sets of valves, one feeding north, one feeding south, marked with the yellow dots. And again, at the end of the hallways, we have drains on both ends of the hallway. Downstairs. I guess we can start here. And again, all the classrooms have the yellow. They have the yellow dots. This I tried to get that changed. I don't like how they did that. All right.
You guys doing?
Good, where you going?
Very good.
All right.
Everyone good?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You say hi, Bobby?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
See ya.
Nice to see you.
All right, where are we here? This is where the mains come down from upstairs to feed this side of the building. Again, marked with the yellow dot. We have I believe it's a 2-inch valve up above here. And in this room here, we got 2 more sets of valves feeding the office and feeding a section of the south wing here, this small area.
That's something. We don't. They're all-
You don't need, yeah, pretty much. No, we can get in this one. This one's open.
Of the admin side.
And again, we got 1.5-inch valves heading this way because we had to split off the system. So we have 1.5-inch valves feeding the small section of A wing, and then there's 1-inch valves feeding this office area here. And again, the famous yellow dot.
Yep.
Okay, the main runs right above us. Then she kind of does a turn, feeds there. This is the end of this run. Coming down that chase where those valves are. This ends it, and it branches off, grabs the base, the radiant panels in this corridor, and it grabs just one set of radiant panels in the teacher's study room there. This is where your mains are falling, coming down from the second floor to feed library in these rooms here this way. Again, it branches off. So you got 2 sets of valves, 1.5-inch valves feeding the library in this classroom, and then another set of valves feeding your north side of the wing. And again, we got drains in here, drains at the end of the hallway, actually in the stair tower on this one. And that's it for this wing. You'll notice we have, there's a lot of, we have quite a bit of drains, probably about, I think there's about 12 sets of drains.
Okay.
throughout the,
Isolate drain.
and obviously they didn't show any.
We're gonna look at the domestic hot water too, right?
If you want to, domestic,
Yeah, just,
the
where is
domestic,
it? I just want to see
yeah, the plumber will be here tomorrow, but I can show it to you if you want.
No,
It's not a
we'll
big
do
deal.
that tomorrow. That's not part of yours.
I can make it part of mine.
Nah, you know.
It just didn't make sense putting control valves up in
That
here.
was smart.
Same thing in the gym. It just
So you
didn't
don't have
make
to get
sense to do it.
Big ladder up there. For nothing.
Yeah. Okay. This wing, your mains are fed from upstairs. It comes down here. It splits off into three. One feeding your kitchen, and that wing going to the loading dock. A set feeding this small section, and another one just feeding. There's a 1-inch set of 1-inch valves just feeding this one room.
Just one room?
Just the one room. This is where it ended. And these rooms, obviously on this side from that doorway this way, all these rooms are fed off of this branch, the 1.5-inch branch feeding the kitchen.
Okay.
So that they actually come through these classrooms. The line comes through the classrooms, and it'll feed all your bathrooms. Classroom 1320, and the line basically turns in and stops and feeds this room, and that ends that entire section of heat lines there. This set I'm looking for the yellow dot. And we got valves that come down in this area. It's marked VAV, but there is a set of valves here that come down through a chase, and it feeds from that doorway all the way to the north side. And it feeds one classroom to the left. I can show you that classroom. And again, we got drains on the end of the hallway in the stair tower here. And then there's another set of drains.
No, I know we don't. They're readily available. Like
In room 1380.
Uh-oh, they locked me out. That's just, it's hard to catch it.
So we're in, right? This one we were stuck putting a set of drains in here in this corner. Marked again by the yellow dot. This where it ends that main feed coming down. It kind of branches off and feeds this classroom, and that's it. And we got a set of drains there. And that's pretty much it as far as the heating lines.
Ed, any questions?
No. Yeah, I was supposed to have all these marked on valves
On the
and
front,
locations.
yep.
and
Yep,
everything
you'll
else.
get a valve chart, obviously. And I have all the rooms marked out, where the drains are, where the supplies are. The only thing that won't be on the valve chart is the radiant panels. Really doesn't make any sense to do it because it's right there on a piece of equipment.
All right, we're good.
No questions? Pretty simple.
I told the other group, if you leave here, all of a sudden you start thinking of things, you know, you didn't see, or
Yeah, feel free to ask.
anytime you want, bring it back to us. You want to do another walk on something, like you gotta get a question about everything. You know, you guys come.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I was just, like I said,